Okay, this is going to be an addendum to the first video that we had that was looking at solving the problems with the critical value approach. And what I'm going to do with this is take us a little bit more in depth through the process of wording the final conclusion. Your textbook has a table that you can use. I don't find that as useful when you're first learning how to word their conclusions. So I have provided this version right here, which is an older version, which is a flowchart. So I think it's much more helpful when you're beginning to learn how to word your final conclusion. And this video is going to be a supplement using the same data as the problem above that's going to go through using this flowchart step by step. So let's go through and take a look at that. All right, so the first thing we're looking at here, we start at our green button, and we come down and we're asked the question, does the original claim contain the condition of equality? And what they are referring to then is the null, okay? So when we're looking at here, if you follow that red arrow, you can see they're going to look at our null. Our null does include the statement of equality. So yes, our original claim contains equality. And I suggest that when you're using this flowchart, you just block out the second part so it's not so confusing. So now we're only using the upper half of this flowchart. Now we see the next question we have is, do you reject the null hypothesis? Right? And so we're going to go back and look at our decision here. You can see that with the yellow arrow, yes, we failed to reject our null, so we're going to be using this bottom box here. And so when we're looking at this for our third step, here you can see our first, second, and third step. Then we use the language, there is not sufficient evidence to warrant rejection of the claim. And then you're going to have the original claim. And again, here that's referring to the null. So the claim that men and women have the same body temperature. So this is how to use this particular flowchart for wording the final conclusion. Below this, you're going to find a link both to the full wording of the conclusion flowchart that I'll provide for you, along with a single printout page that is a version of this final page that contains all the different steps together, so you can have that to reference while you're working on your problems.